What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I know I've been so busy, man. I know the last movie review I did was Top Gun, and now I'm about to do a movie review on Elvis Presley movie. So I'm gonna just tell you right now, this movie wasn't all that great. So if y'all want to see it, y'all can go see it, but it wasn't all that good at all to me. So, well, I'm gonna give y'all a little plot of the movie first. So this movie was about Elvis' manager. He was on his deathbed, and before he dies, he was telling everybody how he met Elvis, how his career started meeting Elvis as his manager. And then, like I said, Elvis and his mother were living in poverty in Memphis, Tennessee, and he found interest in music walking down Bill Street. So people that don't know Bill Street is a famous street down in Memphis, Tennessee, where they have all the bands playing, got all the barbecue on the street, everybody grilling. So this is a famous street in Memphis, Tennessee. So then he was very influenced with African American culture. That's why his music that he liked was jazz, blues, and gospel music. So Elvis, when you listen to his music, you can tell he got a little soul in his music because he liked jazz, blues, and he liked gospel music too. So he was very influenced by, the African American culture. And that's why, he blew up from that. Yeah, and the person that directed this movie is Baz Luhrmann. So Baz Luhrmann, he filmed Moulin Rouge. I know he did that movie, but yeah, this one I didn't think this was a great job at all. What he did with this one, and the other character, was Austin Butler. Austin Butler, he played Elvis. And what I gotta say about him, Austin did a great job. I wouldn't say a great job, but he did an okay job in this movie. The only thing that he lacked in this movie was emotion and energy, because when Elvis, the real Elvis, when he was performing on stage, he had so much energy on that stage. It was crazy. He was kicking and all type of stuff. He was sliding all across the stage, and he had so much energy. But this guy that played Elvis in this movie, he was stale. He was stiff, stale. I mean, he didn't have no type of emotion, no type of energy on stage when he was performing. So that's the only thing he was lacking. But besides that, he had everything. He nailed everything on point. He actually looked like Elvis. Then on top of that, he sounded like Elvis too. He did a great job on his voice. So he's besides that, he did a okay job, portraying Elvis in this movie. Oh my God, man, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks got on my nerves in this movie. I mean, I didn't know if this movie was about Elvis or about Colonel Parker, which was Tom Hanks, playing Colonel Parker as the manager. It was like the storytelling was just crazy. He was we didn't all that narrating was unnecessary. He was narrating all through the movie. I'm like, just let the movie flow. So his part, I mean, he could have did a little something, but he was just too much involved in the movie. But the movie was about Elvis. We want to see a story about Elvis, not him. It seemed like it was more about the manager than Presley. So I was like, wow. But yeah, all that narrating through the movie was just unnecessary, for real, for real. And what really got on my nerves in this movie was too fast paced. So as soon as this movie came on, it went from him as a little kid for a little bit, then like 10 minutes into the movie, he's already living in the mansion. So I'm like, this movie, it didn't show no struggle. It's like, where was the struggle at? How did he? It didn't show no him grinding. How did he make it? It's like the movie, the scenes were just too fast paced. I couldn't even keep up with the movie because it was like, geez. First of all, he's the beginning of the movie, he's on stage already, singing. I'm like, okay, what happened to what happened before? He didn't have the fame. They didn't really show that too much in this movie. It was just kind of bland. And yeah, this movie, it was just too fast paced. And what really pissed me off is they skipped so much of Elvis Presley life in this movie. They skipped so much of his life. It was so much more to his life than what they showed. Um, like I said, like I was explaining, the struggle. What happened to the struggle when he was a kid? The things that he went through, his family struggles to try to make it to where he was at. His, like I said, his childhood. They didn't really show much of his childhood or what school he went to, or how he was getting along with his parents. It was just crazy. If he had any siblings he was getting along with, they didn't show nothing about his childhood really in this movie, which really got on my nerves. Then another thing, he was in the army. They showed a little clip of him, in his little military uniform, but they didn't. I'm like, okay, can y'all show me any emotion how he felt when he got drafted into the army, or show me why he was in war? I mean, it was crazy. They didn't show hardly none of that. And and also people don't know Elvis was an actor too. He just wasn't a singer. He was an actor. He acted in a lot of movies. I think he acted in about 33 movies. They didn't really say nothing about that. If they did, I missed it. But they didn't say nothing about him in his acting career. It's like, what is this? Then they didn't really explain nothing about his relationship with his father, which they kind of brought him up here and there though. But it's like it's more to it than what they were showing. So I was lost. It's like, okay. Then they forgot to talk about him in karate. He was Elvis. He loved to do karate. See, they didn't talk about that at all. Before he got on stage and started performing, he always do karate moves. You will always see him doing some kicking or punching, and he was always, and that's on his free time. That's what he was doing. He was always trying to learn martial arts. So it was more to his life than just him on stage singing. I was like, they really failed at that part, and that's what really made me mad during this movie. They could have did a lot better with that. And I feel like this movie was rushed anyway. It seemed like they just threw something out to get it. It's a money grab. But I'm not discouraging anybody from seeing it. If you want to go see it, go ahead. But I think they just threw this movie out and say, here, we Hollywood, we need some money. Just throw this movie out. But yeah, they could have did a lot better. And for a 2 hour and 40-minute movie, this movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes. For this movie to be this long, they could have put his whole life story in this, or they could have made a TV series out of it. If it was too much to put in a movie, they could have just made it a series. So I was like, okay, y'all, man, I got to do better with this now. Now I can tell you some great things about the movie. Now I can say the choreography was really nice. The shots and the angles they used. I love the popular items that they were using in this movie through the 50s through the 70s, 50s through 70s. They was using like the popular cereal boxes they used to, the brands that came out in the 50s and 70s. I love seeing that. So that made that really interesting. Um, his influence on the African American culture and how they accepted him towards his height of his career. That was very nice to see. Um, it showed events during that time period with Martin Luther King. I like how they showed different things that were happening during his time as a famous singer. They kind of mentioned the Martin Luther King assassination and the John F. Kennedy assassination. So that was really nice to see different things going on while he was going through his career. Very nice. Very nice display. They really did a great job with that. Um, and one thing that I can say about this movie that was really great is that it educates you on the music industry. It's really kind of teaching you how to be careful in this music industry with managers, because managers will use you. And it's always great to have a lawyer to read over your contracts, make sure you are held accountable, for your finances. So kind of give you some educational things in here, to not trust everybody. And yeah, just not trust everybody, and be aware of what you're doing and your finances when you got managers taking care of your career. So I like that about this movie. Those are the only things I like, but like I said, still a disappointment to me. Elvis Presley, man, I know they messed up your movie, man. Rest in peace, man. I know he turning in his grave. Like, I know they didn't put this crap out. Oh man, I know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, this movie they could have did way better. I mean, come on. You had all this time. This dude died in what, 1970 something. Then now y'all want to come out with a movie about him in 2022. Y'all had all this time to really get this movie right. And yeah, he is turning in his grave. Like, why y'all put this movie out without it being right? Because I always say, if you're gonna do a biopic about somebody's life, do it right. Don't sit up here and rush it. And like I said, I was surprised about the people that love this movie. I'm like, if you a real Elvis fan, you'll be disappointed. I would think, especially all the things that he accomplished in his life. Um, then yeah, so I'll rate this movie 4 out of 10. Definitely, this movie will be a 4 out of 10 because basically it's self-explanatory. I already said, how I didn't really, it could have been better, could have been a lot better. But I do want to see some more biopics come out. Um, it'll be nice to do a Michael Jackson biopic. I'm not talking about, yeah, they did come out with Michael Jackson movies on Lifetime Network and all of that. I ain't talking about that. Or they had a movie that This Is It where he was doing his concert. No, I want a motion picture biopic of Michael Jackson. And it's kind of disrespectful. They ain't put that out yet. They need to do that. I want to see a biopic of Whitney Houston, another legend. That'd be nice. Whitney Houston, please. Y'all need to work on that too. Rick James. Oh, I'll definitely pay some money to see a Rick James biopic. That'll be nice. Now I'm about to talk about hip hop for a little bit. Now with hip hop, I want to see Big Pun. Big Pun. Big Pun. Yeah, Big Pun. Fat Joe, man. I want to have a conversation with Fat Joe. Fat Joe, man, get this Big Pun movie out. That'll be a classic. I'm telling you, put a Big Pun biopic. I will be the first one at the theater watching that. Then another one, do a DMX. I want to see a DMX biopic. Rough Riders, DMX, man, come on, man. Look at all this stuff y'all can do. Y'all need me to help y'all out with this? These are good biopics that I want to see, man. And I'll be the first one at the theater, and it better be done right too. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this movie review. Like I said, I've just been busy, this month and trying to, be busy with holidays and stuff. So I haven't really put too much out. But now, I might have more time this month to put a lot of videos out and material. So I'm gonna catch y'all next time. All right, peace.